to week 5. Gosh, this program is going so fast. And so we're in the last kind of final couple of weeks where we will be sharing, I guess, the last of the information-based slides tonight. And then, of course, next week we will be doing follow-ups and clearing up anything that we haven't cleared up as yet. So Jill, you're here. Sandy isn't online yet, so I'm just going to unmute you, Jill, and we can just have a quick chat before Sandy comes online. So I'll just unmute you. Hi, Jill.
Hey, Sally, how you going?
Good. How are you feeling after your big weekend?
Yeah, I'm tired, but I'm good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. It wasn't a big weekend work-wise, unfortunately, but it was a big weekend. We had a fun time.
Oh, good.
So we made the most of it.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So how are things going? How are things going so far?
I'm going pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty positive, pretty in a good mood.
Awesome.
I'm still focused on pretty much, I guess my challenge is, just work. Just trying to get everything done. I worked, because we had a quiet weekend, I got some jobs done that I had on my list.
Good.
Didn't get all of them done, but I got some done. So then I pretty much travelled and went in the office today, so didn't have today off. Got a meeting tomorrow morning, meeting tomorrow afternoon, a client Wednesday night, and a meeting Thursday. So,
gosh.
Yeah, so it's kind of taking over again.
It's just going to be that balance, I think. You to be really aware of that balance.
Yeah. I just I'm aware of it, but just trying to. I'm going to try and have Wednesday off.
Yeah.
Before my appointment Wednesday night, and they're just like the local stuff that I've put my hand up for. They just keep asking and asking. Like they asked twice today for an appointment today, and I put in my availability. I put it in Saturday, and I said Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. But yet I got asked twice today, so I just said no.
Yeah. Draw the line in the sand. I'm sorry too. I couldn't have an appointment to see you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, maybe we can do it next week. Yeah, you sound pretty busy too.
Yeah, well, because I'm doing 2 presentations in the next 2 weeks, and then I'm out all next week at a LinkedIn
right.
3-day LinkedIn event. And then I'm doing a big program with my EFT mentor, Peter Stapleton. We're actually doing this program that we're going to be doing for psychologists to train them in this program with EFT training. So that's coming up in May, but it all has to be done and ready because Peter leaves for Tokyo in 2 weeks' time. So it's all just it all just has happened, and it's fantastic, absolutely. And I'm a little like you. I've got to balance that, what I can say yes to, what I can say no to at the moment. And we just had a huge weekend. I don't know what came over both of us to do this. I don't know. It seemed to be everywhere else that everybody was mowing lawns and chopping trees down. It was all over us. So perhaps after all the rain, people were kind of getting out. We had a big cleaning weekend, the pool and all that stuff. So,
that's all right. That's quite relaxing outdoors.
Yeah. Except we were sweating like anything. It was just really.
Oh yeah. Well, it was actually quite cool down in Glenelg. It was. It was beautiful during the day, but the mornings and the nights were cool.
Yeah. Oh yes. Amazing. See, that's nice, isn't it? That's nice, but it's just.
Yeah. It's very pretty down there.
It is. It's a beautiful part of the world. I like South
It is,
Australia.
yeah. I've actually visited there on leisure, not just work. So yeah, it was good.
And
But,
Sandy's with us. I'm just going to unmute her so she can say
okay.
hi. And I believe it's been raining at Charleville this afternoon. Hello, Miss Sandy.
Hey,
Hello.
how you going?
Good. How you doing?
Can you hear me? Yeah, good, good. Yes, it has been raining. I've been cleaning out gutters.
Oh no.
So they were backed up. So it was down to Sissy and I to take a stick up there and see if we could clean them out. And otherwise, it was going to run under the house. So yes, we were very good.
So has it stopped raining?
Yeah, it stopped raining now. So I've got all the kids back inside and they're all bathed, and Sissy and Dallas are in charge of dinner tonight for me because I was held up with blocking out gutters. So they're being very good.
God.
Good. Well, it's nice to see it raining.
I have my own laptop back. It's great. I don't have to borrow Evan's begrudgingly, like, you know, when they give it to you, but you got to pry their fingers off of it, you know.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with not
good.
being connected for one whole hour, Mum? Like, what am I supposed to do?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Talon's been banned from his iPad for a week, and like, yeah, his throat's been cut pretty much. So, you know.
All right. Well, I'm going to just mute you guys. We're going to get through what this is today, and a little bit of a challenge for you to do this week. Even though I know you're both good eaters, I just want a little bit of a challenge for you for this week, just so you don't think you can rest on your laurels. So we'll do about 10, 15 minutes of this, and then I'll come back and we'll do a check-in. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just going to mute you both. Okay, 1 and 2. Coolio. Nice, so nice to hear your voices. Okay, let's get on to tonight's presentation. And week 5 is all about being conscious. Now, we touched on this a little bit in our 2-day event, but what I would like to set you a task this week of being conscious of the choices that you make. Now, back in week 1, we talked about the difference between adequate versus excellence. And so in week 5, what I'd like to do is get a little bit back to that again, but really about being conscious of the food choices you make this week from the perspective of energy. So this is all about this is your being conscious week. So, you know, food will always tell you the truth. And it's our job to listen and to feel. And oftentimes our energy levels are low because either the food, we're not eating enough food, we are leaving it too long between eating, or we are eating foods that have an impact on our body. And being an intuitive eater is about being conscious of the choices that you make and listening to what it is your body really needs and wants. You know, we can kind of go down this path of good and bad foods, right and wrong foods, but if we're totally in tune with our body, we're totally at peace with it and conscious with it, the choices that we make are very different from when we sort of get into good and bad foods. Now, so this week, what I would like you to do is to practice intuitive eating for 3 days in a row. Now, basically what that means is I would like you to journal for 3 days in a row what you eat and how the food makes you feel. So what I want you to be looking for is any dip in energy. So if you're eating something and a couple of hours later you have a dip in energy, to be able to go back and look. Now, the World Health Organization has just come out, and you probably saw it on my Facebook page, has come out with a renewed sugar guidelines. So in particular, the healthy foods. So they're now looking at 25 grams of sugar per day, which is about approximately 6 teaspoons of sugar. Now that's into the added foods we eat. So those are things like muesli bars or packaged foods we buy. Now, and I popped into the Facebook page today a website where you can actually pop in the foods and you can measure the sugar content of those. So this week is all about that. Practicing intuitive eating for 3 days and really getting into how food makes you feel and also how it impacts on you later. So things you want to be looking for is bloating or drop in energy level, particularly I think in not eating enough. I think we have a tendency to leave things go too long, and that's what causes the drop in our energy. So here's the deal, is to plan your meals ahead of time and to write down, this is just for 3 days in a row, write down what you're going to eat for those 3 days. So that'll be, what's tomorrow? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week. Everything you eat must be eaten whilst you are sitting down. So you can't be walking around the house eating. It must be eaten while you are sitting down. And don't eat in front of the computer or the television, which I know is challenging for some of us, me included, is to not eat in front of the computer or television. This is about focusing in on the enjoyment of food and how it makes you feel. So resist the urge to sit in front of the computer or the television while you're eating. No eating at your desk. So your desk becomes a workspace, and then eating becomes something different. And I know this is challenging. I know for Jill, this might be a bit challenging for you because I know I have a tendency to work through lunch or to finish off my morning smoothie while I'm sitting at my computer. But this is about really for the next 3 days focusing in on the enjoyment of food and how it makes you feel. So everything must be put on a plate. So no, grabbing a couple of biscuits and walking around the house. All must be put on a plate. And taking time. So every time you take a bite of food, you must put down the knife and fork or the piece of food down before having another bite. So it may take you a little while longer, but again, it's getting into that conscious, intuitive eating state. For many people, for many of the participants on this past programs, the challenge was always 2 and 4, believe it or not, was everything must be eaten while sitting down, and number 4 was no eating at your desk. And I think this is a real issue for many of us today, is that we tend to eat while we're sitting at our desk. One of the issues is that we don't have good digestion when we're sitting eating at our desk unless we take the time to really slow down, be aware of it and the impact it has on you. So this is what we're testing and measuring for. Energy levels, that's number 1. What we're measuring is energy levels, how you feel a couple of minutes, 20 minutes, an hour or 2 hours after you've eaten, really noticing how the food makes you feel. Number 2, bloating. So any issues with bloating, if there's too much fruit or gluten in your diet, that can cause bloating. Number 3 is sluggishness, and is to look at how is this food impacting? Is there a difference in the food that I'm eating, and how does it make me feel? Number 4 is anxiousness or irritability, and this is particularly if there are those hidden sugars in the food that you're eating, is to look at those quick grab and run things. And as we mentioned before, that can often happen when there's too much fructose in what we're eating. So things like honey, hidden sugars, too much fruit, and of course things that are so-called healthy. Really become aware of that. Really get into context of reading those, reading the labels, and if knowing that you want to keep your sugar content around to 25 grams a day, and that's those hidden sugars, not so much the fruit or the vegetables that you're eating, more these added sugars that World Health Organization is talking about. Number 5 is alertness. So is there a dip in alertness after a period of time, and of course also those feelings of fullness, because what happens in with your high stress is that our leptin levels are depleted, and leptin is the hormone that registers fullness. So if you're stressed, leptin and also ghrelin, which are the two hormones that help regulate hunger, are depleted. They go down. So in order to make sure that they're operating properly is to register those feelings of fullness. Okay, well, that was really quick. Got through that very quickly. So post any ahas in the group each day, keeping your journal in your journaling. That's just to add a little bit about the food that you're eating. And that, as I said, is the beginning of intuitive eating. So I'm now going to unmute you one at a time, and I'd like you today to be sharing your wins for the past week and also any challenges, and if there are any tapping videos that you would like me to do. So I'm going to unmute you, Sandy, first. So just you want to share your wins, how you feel about this intuitive eating. Is it much of a change from what you're doing already? Okay, so unmute you, Sandy. Hello, got you. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I was just, when I was writing down, like, being conscious about food and, you know, from a perspective of the energy and things like that, I was talking to Suze today about it, because I said, as soon as I eat something bad now, like, you know, okay, so for instance, on the weekend there was Welcome to Charleville, and Diane Williams is a great cupcake maker, and she had these really great cupcakes. I'm sorry, I bought them as something nice for Darren, because I felt bad because I hadn't had a chance to cook for him, because I was tired from driving home and just, you know, unpacking cars and, you know, coming back into the normal thing. And so, I bought him a nice cupcake, and I ended up having one, and we just sat and had a coffee, you know, when the kids had gone to bed, and we just sat and enjoyed it. But straight away, like, I feel it straight away in my tummy. Like, I know the gluten doesn't agree with me now. Like, it and I was talking to Suze about it, and she said that she feels lethargic. She feels so tired when she's eating it. So, and all week this week, Sally Thibault, all I've wanted for breakfast is a protein shake and those cacao balls. That is all I have felt like. And I haven't got any protein, and I don't know how to soak the oven.
Do you want me to put in the link? You can order that protein powder online. I'll tell you about that.
Oh, can you? That would be really good.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
Last week I didn't get to do anything last week, really.
Yeah, you had a huge week, all that stuff. But you can order it online. I don't know what the you can get it from eBay. That would probably be your I'm just trying to find the I just found the website. I'll pop it in the group. So they've got a 10% sale on right now too. So it's $44. It's quite expensive, but honestly,
but you know, sometimes when I haven't had to I haven't had time to have breakfast because there's been stuff happening, and usually I'm very good, but I've found like there's been a bit of it's been a bit tumultuous, and between getting Darren ready to leave and, you know, just children and other people's stuff, I haven't been concentrating on me. Sort of thing. So it has been a bit difficult. But
so the challenge, the challenge is, you know, it's easy to look after you when it's easy. The challenge is to look after you when it's hard. So you know, it's kind of putting into place those non-negotiables.
Yeah.
So, and I know it's difficult, you know, to do all that get all that. So what we need you to do is to be kind of really focused. If I slip a little bit here, I go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So even if it's tapping for 5 minutes in the shower, even if it's, you know, in the car, like today I tapped on the M1 for something that just popped up as I was coming down the Foxwell Road for the day. And it just popped up. So it's just going to that thing and just being conscious of it. So the food, so this is just a 3-day, thing, not very long. So just so you can, because I know, you know, for both of you, you're very busy.
It sort of gives me something to go by.
Yeah. So just 3 days. We'll report back into the Facebook group, but we will also touch a little bit on it next week, because it's those things, you know, it's that thing that once you get into the habit of doing it, you'll recognize out of the habit. Oh, okay, I've got to get back into this again. So it's those.
Yeah, well, see, I feel that because I didn't get breakfast this morning, which put me out. I mean, all I got was a chai latte. That was all I managed to find for, and even that was when I was driving Dallas to school.
Yeah.
And to work, you know. So I wasn't able to sit. Usually I do sit and I appreciate my breakfast.
Yeah.
And I, you know, even like sometimes I try and wait until after the kids have gone to school. But because my gym time has changed, because I've been sleeping in a little bit, because Dada and I, we've been late. Sort of our body clocks are just not in a great spot at the moment. And I feel because that put me out, then I was hungry at lunchtime, and I had planned to sit down and have chicken and salad, but then didn't get time to do that because by the time I picked Sissy up, it was 1:30, and by the time I had to bring her back to work, it was 2:30. Then I had to get Deacon's bike to school, then drive home, then ride my bike back so Deacon and I could ride back home. And so in the end, all I had, I got Sissy to get a chocolate thick shake of all things, you know.
Yeah.
But that was all I had time for lunch for today.
Yeah. Because by that stage, Sandy, by that stage, your blood sugar level would have been really low. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, you're coming in and out, Sal.
Okay. I was just saying by that
my
stage.
My audio connection has been.
By that stage, your blood sugar level would have been really low. Can you hear me?
Oh, all right, Sal. My network connection difficulties. Hang on. Sorry.
Okay. I'll just let you know. I can hear you.
The connection. Okay. All right. Connection with.
I can hear you. Oh, wait. Got you back again. Gotcha.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. So what?
Yeah. So what I was saying is, by that stage, your blood sugar level would have dropped way too low, which was the reason for the chocolate thick shake.
Yes.
Because that's exactly what your body would have needed, was that quick kind of dairy. So can you buy unsweetened almond milk at the IGA out there?
Yeah, I think I can. I think I can. I'll have another look. I did buy some almond milk and some macadamia milk, but I'll have to just double check whether they were the unsweetened ones or not.
Yeah, because what you can do if you don't have a protein powder is you can throw an egg in.
Oh, okay, righto.
That'll give you the protein. So just throw a raw egg in, a banana, some cacao and almond milk, and just whiz that up, and that'll give you the protein that you need.
Okay, cool. Well, I've usually got bananas, and like I've been putting my bananas, like if the kids haven't been eating them, I've been throwing them in the freezer. So like I've been putting them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer.
Yeah, perfect.
So that's good. Good.
Okay. Frozen bananas are much better. They make it all soft and frothy.
Yes. So that'll be excellent.
Yeah.
It was just knowing the right thing.
Pardon?
It was just knowing the right thing, and I didn't even think of an egg. How silly.
Yeah, and often, there's a lot of people saying now to use egg instead of protein powder. So a lot of my whole feud friends are now saying stop using protein powder and use eggs.
Yeah.
So I still like the thickness of the protein powder for me.
Yeah.
Tastes like a chocolate milkshake, but
Like, adding malt to a milkshake.
Yeah, exactly. So Sandy, you will need to be very careful tomorrow. The reason being is you will probably feel tired tomorrow.
Sure. Yeah.
So
and there's no way, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I usually do feel it the next day, and like I thought that was it, but I wasn't sure. And you know how you need somebody else like you to tell me. So you will
probably feel. So what I would suggest tomorrow is a good protein smoothie in the morning, and to be eating every 2 hours tomorrow. So handful of almonds, handful of macadamias, some nuts that you've got with you. Lunch, if you can do a canned salmon and a salad, something like that. And again, if you've got some hummus and rice crackers, anything with protein in it tomorrow, because your body now will be searching for the energy. So, and we all have days like that, though, Sandy. I mean, I had a day like that yesterday. We were working outside all day, and me, dumb person, forgets to drink water, for God's sake. So all day I've been battling with a UTI, a little one.
Yeah.
That's my. Yeah. I mean, that was just dumb, But you just kind of get carried away, and and I'm thinking, I think I might have drank 6 bottles of water yesterday. Normally I drink 6, and I'm not outside doing, all that stuff we were doing. So, I mean, those days happen.
Yeah, and I know, like, especially with the water, like you're talking about the water even today, after feeling what it was like, because when we were at your place, that's the most water I've ever drunk, because I'm not an avid water drinker, although I find now I have been, getting ice and, making sure that the water is cold, because what it's like in my house. No one knows how to fill a water bottle, kind of thing. So it's like, so I make sure I fill up my big 2-litre jug, and I fill up the water bottles, and I make sure I've got the jug with ice in it. So it's making me want to drink more water.
Yeah.
So it was really good to experience that at your place.
Yeah.
And because that's exactly what I've been needing, and I know it.
Yeah.
But how you're not sure where to start, and being with you for that weekend was just great to learn to do that. And like this, and I can feel like my body wanting those things.
Yeah.
Like it wants water, it wants, it wants the protein shakes. It's searching for it now.
Yeah.
So, which is good.
Yeah, and another good thing with your water tomorrow, you even if you've got some lemon or orange, a slice of lemon or orange or lime, throw that in as well.
I do that for Talon. Well, I do it for all of us. I make a big 2-litre jug at dinner time, and I slice up a whole lemon and I put that in, because Talon needs sour things for his saliva gland.
Yeah.
But the kids, all of them are liking the lemon in the water. No one has protested.
No.
And it's working quite well. So that's we've been doing that.
It helps the body when you put lemon in, it helps the body to assimilate the fluid better, hang on to the fluid, without causing bloating. But it's really good for you, the little citrus blast. And the other thing I've heard of is cucumber, popping cucumber in. I've never tried it, but some other people have said it's quite good. So you get
cucumber on its own, or cucumber and lemon.
Cucumber on its own, which I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and apparently it has the same effect as the lemon or the orange. So, but as I said, I haven't tried it myself, so I don't know. But so tomorrow, just tomorrow, you get back on track again, and just be aware that you may be feeling tired and a bit kind of lethargic tomorrow. Only because of today. And, that happens. It just happens. Just to get straight back on the bike again tomorrow.
Yeah. that's one thing I'm learning to do that. Like, okay, all right, yep, you stuffed up today, but okay, start again.
Start again. So tomorrow's another day. You know, it's what you do. It's what you do most of the time, not what you do some of the time that matters.
That's it. Yep, absolutely.
Cool. And now, is there any tapping videos that you are needing at the moment?
No, I think that the overwhelmed one, like I think that one is kind of my mantra, because I do get overwhelmed a fair bit, and especially with data going away, especially that first day, I really must learn to tap that day. But of course, you know, you start tapping and then a child walks in, you know, and
exactly. Yeah, I also popped 2 tapping videos in the group this afternoon. One on tapping for a money or sales goal, which I thought would be handy for both of you at the moment, and the other one tapping on feeling confident if people are taking away your confidence. So that might be something good for you to do if somebody, you know, sort of challenges you.
I don't sort of feel that people take away my confidence. I do feel like the energy drain sort of thing, that would probably be the only thing that I feel. But the money one, that would be a good one.
Yeah. So
I come back so positive and I was going to concentrate, but then I don't know, I think last week was a low week for me, you know. But that's okay. Reset Sunday and start again.
And that also happens after an event. There can be a period where it drops because it's a bit, I've got to go back to normal, and the whole world didn't change and I did.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep,
Alrighty.
No worries.
Fantastic. Okay, we shall talk soon. You're doing great. Doing great. All right.
Thanks.
Talk later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, and Jill. I'm unmuting you, Jill. Hey, Jill.
Hey, how you going?
Good. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
So now you're pretty good with your eating, aren't you?
I am really good. Like, we ate out last night, but we went and got Indian, which is totally against what I eat. I love Indian, but so what I did was I got the butter chicken, so I had just the chicken, and I didn't eat the rice, and so Blair, who I was with, ate my rice. The only thing I did eat was the naan bread, which I wouldn't normally eat, but that's probably the worst thing I've eaten in probably 2 weeks or more. I just don't eat bad. Like, that's what I mean. Like, even choices, like when we eat out, we went out on Saturday night and we went to an oyster bar, which was beautiful, and it was just oysters, and it was awesome. And I take my NutriBullet with me, so I have my shakes in the morning, I have my lemon juice in the morning. I asked them, we had sandwiches on the first day, and I hate sandwiches. So I asked them if we could have wraps on the second day, which we got, and fruit. So I pretty much, I don't think, other than eating more, I don't think I could really change what I'm doing for eating.
Okay. Do you eat at your desk?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I did today. I ate at my desk, but for dinner we ate at the table.
Yeah, cool.
In front of the TV. But I just don't think I can eat any more at the moment because I've lost the weight. So I seem to be able to stabilise with 3, like I always, when I was personal training, every 2 hours I would eat non-stop. But I just don't get that hungry now. And I think if I did, I probably would start putting on weight again, which I don't want to do.
Yeah. So, this this process is very much about getting really in tune with your body.
Yeah.
So the outcome for this is that you don't go into good and bad denial stuff. It's just being very conscious of how, because oftentimes we kind of eat unconsciously, and the digestive process actually requires, it needs us to be very conscious of our food. So it's kind of almost like you're kind of blessing the food, you're kind of embracing all the healing nutrient qualities that the food brings. So just for 3 days to be just focused on excellent choices. And it sounds like you make excellent choices, Annie, but Deepak Chopra talks all the time about, you shouldn't do anything else when you're eating other than just eat and speak to people. So, that helps with the whole digestive process so that the body can take all the nutrients from the food and digest them properly. Because if there's any stress at all or you're distracted, the body's ability to process and digest those foods is kind of drops. So.
Okay, yeah. Well, I like last week I did stop and I sat at my table looking at the water to have my lunch. So I have been doing that. I do, well, when I have my shake of the morning, I read, so which is quite relaxing.
That's
so
right,
I assume that's okay.
Yeah, because that you're reading something and that enhances you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's sort of my combination is I make my NutriBullet and then I sit down and I read and I have that.
Yeah.
So I do that when I'm away as well, although I haven't read. I just, it's a bit hard when you've got to be up and at it by 8 o'clock. So I haven't read, and but I will read tomorrow morning.
So when you're reading and you're having a juice, it's just to be very conscious of the juices you're drinking it. Just be very conscious of the nutrients in it, how good it feels, how good it tastes. It's all about really kind of focusing on the goodness of the food rather than unconscious. Oftentimes we eat unconsciously and we're not really aware of just how good this food really is. And it's almost like as I said, you're kind of blessing the food to provide you with the nutrients it needs. And get back to that adequate versus excellence. So. Because I think oftentimes what we do is we lose sight of how nutritious our food really is, and it takes that pulling back.
I don't think I do that because I kind of on the weekends I've got now everybody into Blair and I, who Blair is a lot younger than me, but he does the finance with me.
Yeah.
And so now I juice for him. When we get there, we go to Coles. I get some kale coleslaw and I get some salad and some some chicken and tomato, and we have basically that for dinners. So I've kind of got him into the habit of doing what I do. Like I don't eat carbs as a general rule. As I said, I had that naan bread, but that's probably, I couldn't tell you the last time I had carbs.
No. Naan bread is rather yummy, by the way, isn't it?
It is very yummy. It is very yummy. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna eat it. I don't normally, but I'm gonna eat it.
Yep.
And I've just got to be aware of not becoming too conscious of what I'm eating.
Yeah.
Is what I'm conscious of.
Yeah.
Because that brings about, as you know, anorexia.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've got to become not conscious of what I'm not eating. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, this is really about not making food right or wrong. Do you know what I mean?
It is to me.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't eat the rice because it was too late at night, and I just thought, nah. So all I did was pick the chicken. I didn't even eat the sauce. I just picked the chicken out of the butter chicken. And I ate that. Had I not eaten the naan bread, then I wouldn't have done anything bad.
Yeah.
But
remember, this is not about good and bad. This is about excellent choices.
Yeah.
So it's because when you get in really into intuitive eating, you're listening to your body and you're honouring your choices.
Yeah.
You
I think I'm just focused on the fact I have lost weight, and now I like even on Saturday night, like there was dips and stuff on offer, and I wouldn't even touch them because I just can't do that now. I just it's not protein, so all I really eat is protein and vegetable. As you know, I hardly touch fruit because of the fructose. I basically eat, pretty much just vegetable and protein. And I probably, honestly, my energy levels are still pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm tired today, but I know why.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and to be okay with that tiredness,
Yeah. I mean, it's not, as I said, it's not from overwork. It's probably from over partying on Saturday night. We were just getting over the fact that we had a crap weekend, so we went out and had a good time and danced.
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing too.
It was a really good thing, actually. I had a great night and we just danced and danced. And,
fun!
It was a really fun night. Everyone had a good time.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
we didn't dwell on the fact that it was a crap weekend, and but on Saturday we had no sales. Like, it was really bad. But we just all went out and had a good time. So
good. So change state, go out, enjoy it instead of
instead of sitting and dwelling. I was in my mind during the day. I thought, I'm not going out. I am staying in. I'm going to do some work. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then at the end of the day, I thought, oh no.
I'm really glad you went out, Jill. That's good for you.
I think so. Except we probably had a bit too much to drink, so that wasn't good.
Oh well, it's what you do some of the time, not what you do all the time, that's important.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
But so I think I probably have to concentrate on not eating, so not skipping meals like my dinner.
Yeah.
And just focus on work, of how I can get this into a workable fashion.
Yeah.
Of taking time off during the week. When it doesn't, if I've got no one to meet or no one to have lunch with or no one to do anything with, I just work.
But
I feel okay, but as you know, you may feel okay, but it's at the end of the accumulation of just keeping working.
Yeah. So that's a concerted effort for you to do that. A little like I was saying, Sandy, that it's easy to have all that self-care if we've got time. It's making sure you put the self-care in when you don't have the time, so that you're ensuring against really stuff down the road.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, exactly.
So,
exactly, like not letting it compound onto you.
Exactly. And there's days it's not going to work. I mean, that's just the way life is, as Andy was saying before. There's just days it's not going to work. But the idea is to get back the next day and say, okay, like, what are your not negotiables? I know it's for you reading, some meditation, and your gratitudes and your NutriBullet. So they are not negotiables.
That's right. And I find that easy every day. Because it's like, you get up early and exercise. Well, I get up and I do that, and it's done every day.
That's right. And then you don't have to think about it.
No, that's right. But what I want to get into my week now is some yoga. As I said, I've found 2 new places. So I Googled one tonight, and it's not going to work for me tomorrow because it's at 9:15. I've got a meeting at 9:30, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to look somewhere else. It has Tuesday, Thursday. Well, I think Thursday works, so I might try to do Thursday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go back, even though I probably can't do a lot of the moves.
Yeah.
Just so to get the sort of, the being there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'll be able to do some, but I won't be able to do a lot because I can't bend forward.
Yeah. Well, as I said to you, a good yoga instructor will help you with that. They'll adapt
that's right.
exercises for you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you just sort of meditate or go into child's pose or whatever.
Yeah. So they'll be able to adapt that quite easily for you. But it's good for you to get back into it, though. That's what's really important. Just the getting back in.
Yeah. It's been so long now that I want to get back into it.
Did the doctor say how long it would be before? Oh, excuse me. Did the doctor say how long it would be before you could actually get back and do it?
No, I rang her on Thursday because I didn't actually see her when they took my stitches out, which I was hoping to.
Right.
But no, she didn't come in, and I rang her on Thursday, left a message, and I haven't heard back. So the nurse, she said to me, yeah, you can do yoga, you just can't bend forward. And I said, well, that's kind of most of yoga. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I've only just got the stitches out of my other one, so I do probably have to be a fairly bit. She said the top one, which is my skin graft, she said that's pretty okay. Like, she feels it's the other one because I've only just had the stitches out. So,
yeah.
Probably a couple of weeks, I'm thinking. Hopefully I'll be able to do like forward bends and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just want to be careful because I don't want to wreck anything.
Yeah.
And go through it all again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're better off delaying the start than, as you said, having to go back months if something happens. So no, cool.
Yeah. So that's my aim this week, is to at least get one yoga session in.
Awesome. We will all be singing hallelujah when that happens,
I know, I will be. I hope I'm still as elated as I was with yoga. I hope it doesn't disappoint me.
Well, we'll see. So now, are there any tapping videos that you would like at all?
Well, I mean, as I say to you, I just don't get out of it what I do when someone else does it with me, when I do it by myself.
Yeah.
So I have to learn to do that. And the only thing I have realised is with that weekend, which I have never sort of felt before, was I believe I have got myself to that place, not you getting me there.
Yeah.
Which is massive, because normally I would have put it on you got me there.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
So
that's huge.
That kind of feels good because I'm not relying on you to be there to make me feel good.
Yeah.
Which is what I have done previous.
That is huge. That's really massive.
Yeah. So I'm hoping maybe the tapping will come together as well, and hopefully get out of it what I do when I do it with you.
Yeah.
Which I haven't been able to achieve before. That's probably my challenge.
Yeah. Well, like I said to Sandy, I've just popped another 2 videos in the group, and one is on a sales or financial target. So that might be something to work on, sort of setting yourself a big out of comfort zone target and tapping on that. So that might be something to stretch to.
Yeah. No, that sounds good.
Awesome.
That sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. All righty. Good. So remember to post any ahas or wins in the group and any challenges over the next couple of days. and that
So
will.
we write down our food, do we?
Yep, write it down,
Mm-hmm.
and just be aware of, how it feels, and if there's any drop in energy, or just getting very in tune
Yeah.
with the process, the good process that food provides for us. And in doing that, you kind of just naturally fall into what you like and what you don't like. I mean, it's interesting you should talk about Indian food, because I lived in India for almost 7 weeks, and the food was amazing. I just love the way the Indians cook from scratch, and
Oh, yeah.
it's just a lot. I couldn't eat Indian food for about 2 years after I came home, but I certainly
Yeah, because it's
now.
not the same.
No, oh
Yeah.
God! I remember, coming home and go, oh, not spicy Indian food again. Oh my God! But I've learned to love it all over again, and yes, it's certainly it's good. It's good, and as I said, the naan bread, that one or two pieces of naan bread are not going to be the end of the world. So
I know, that's what I kept telling myself on Sunday night, was it's not the end of the world if I eat, because I wasn't going to eat it. So basically all I was going to eat was the chicken.
Yeah.
Like chicken pieces, and I thought, nah, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to let myself do this, because otherwise I'm becoming obsessed.
Absolutely, and even the sauce, the butter chicken sauce is just delicious, because they make their sauces from ghee, which is really good for you. So
okay. Well, I didn't eat that because I didn't eat the rice, so I just picked the chicken out of it.
Yeah, but usually the Indian sauces are quite good for you, very spicy, so not to eat a lot of it. But yeah, usually they use the ghee, which is a lot of the nutritionists, the new nutrition stuff is ghee, is kind of takes that stuff off the top. It's very good for you. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about Indian sauces. I mean, they are, often rich, but they've also got lots of great spices. The turmeric is fantastic. Spices are really good for you. So so you can always and even basmati rice, which they use, has
exactly,
is better for you than the Chinese rice. So
than the normal rice. It's not carb loaded. It's and I know that, but I still just couldn't. See, that's what I mean. I just couldn't bring myself to eat the rice. So I've got to be really, really careful. That I don't become obsessive.
Absolutely. And then part of that is, I used to, when I was, allow my body to choose. So move your head out of the way and allow your body to choose, and you're honoring your body and the choices that you're making. Because when we put our head in the way, we make those decisions about good and bad.
Yeah, well, that's what I do.
So you got to get. So this intuitive process is allowing your body, and your body will never let you down. It will always make the right choices. The choices that we make that are incorrect for us is when our head gets in the way or our emotions get in the way.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't. I know I don't. I wouldn't even have probably, I reckon, 2 teaspoons of sugar in a day, or I just don't have. I'm very aware of fructose even. So I'll have a green apple instead of watermelon or something like that, because
because the other aspect of that is, if you don't have enough sugar, it impacts on your brain. The brain needs sugar. So so growing children, for instance, need at least 8 grams of sugar a day for their brain development.
In
fact, I saw a great article the other day on Alzheimer's and sugars. I'll search that out and pop that in the group as well. But there was a really interesting article on. So it's not making sure you're going too. We do need some sugar. Our body needs some sugar. So World Health Organization is saying 25 grams of processed sugar in foods, but the sugars in fruit, vegetables, and some proteins.
Oh, so like vegetables and stuff like that have sugar.
That's right. So it's not. They're not talking about those sugars, and they're not talking about the sugar in fruit. as long as it's only two pieces of fruit a day, because if you eat the fruit, you're also getting the fibre.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So,
but you don't have to have processed sugar every day, do you?
No, God, no. No, that's what they're saying, is to be very aware of that. But yeah, so it's 10 or 25 grams of sugar. So that's, what does it say? 6 teaspoons. Boy, you can really, and those 6 teaspoons can certainly add up if we're just need to be aware of it. It was interesting, that website I popped in the group today is fantastic for all foods.
Yeah.
It was great little find.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see what vegetables have in them.
Yeah, and all our, things that we take for granted. So it was really, I sort of went down a real rabbit hole with that on the weekend, typing in all sorts of foods. Because it's now, I think, and it's not about being obsessive any longer. It's really about just awareness. So, and not so much for you, because I know you're very aware of that, but for other people, that just awareness of. But I will search out that article I found on I think it was on anxiety and Alzheimer's and sugar. I'll find it anyway.
Okay.
But there has to be some
that'd be
sugar.
interesting.
Yeah,
that'd be very interesting, because I mean, even on the weekend we had muffins, we had cookies, I just don't touch any of that kind of stuff,
and that's okay. That's all right.
Doesn't interest me.
Yeah, I'm the same. Once you start, you just know the impact on your body. It's not even denial. It's just I don't want to have it. Just that's the way it is. Yeah. Good place to get to.
Yeah.
All righty. So I'm going to unmute Sandy now so we can say farewell. It's getting awfully hot where we are here on the coast, Sandy. We must surely be going to get some rain in a minute. How are you doing, Sandy?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Yeah, no, it was like that. It was a couple of days. We had a couple of cool days, and it was so nice not to have the aircon running 24/7. But yeah, that rain we got today, that's pulled again. So
yeah, lovely.
Nice change.
Let's hope it arrives here, because it's. I'm just incredibly. I feel the humidity rising just sitting in my office here. Holy moly!
Yeah, it is, and I haven't got any aircon.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, no, I haven't got anything, and there's
Cool.
Yeah, well, it's been definitely still some of these days here, but yeah, we got the ducted vents, so it comes up from the floor. So,
nice.
But yeah, we've had to have them on because it's just so hot and it's been so humid. Friday was a classic example. It was just, I was sweating something chronic. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think Thursday here was in my car was 38 degrees.
Yeah. Well, we were up at 45.
Oh my God!
The outside car temp was saying 45, and I'm going, oh Lord, no wonder why I'm sweating like a pig.
Oh yeah.
That's terrible.
I was sweating Thursday in my office. Yeah, just sitting there, and the sweat was just running down me. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. God. All right, my lovelies. I shall leave you, and we shall talk in the group. Well done. Doing great.
Yep.
And
thanks, Al.
all right, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Take care. Have a good week, Jill.
You too, Sandy.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.